Hi, I'm Mounty, and this is another episode of the SG podcast with Sam over here. And this time, I'm on this side of the screen. How mad. I myself am a little bit of a poker tuber. I do stream live on Twitch and Bits quite regularly. And I do have a major obsession with shiny cardboard and Funko Pops.
And rightly so. And
Pickle Rick.
Rick, he's in the house. Let's go. Well, thank you for joining me, man. We're good mates outside of content creation anyway. And just so that everybody knows, me, you, and MomentoBrand, we have this brotherhood chat, the three amigos, where we talk. And basically the premise of it, for anybody that's listening, is as a group of people, try new stuff out and then feed back to your besties about what does work, what didn't work, all that sort of fun stuff. And then they try it and see what happens. And collectively, you grow 3 times faster, right?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. It's like, like that's what Mr. Beast did, wasn't it? Like if I go out there and make 10 terrible thumbnails and nobody clicks on it, I'm going to tell you what not to do. And then you don't have to go and make 10 thumbnails and have 10 videos bomb because, we've already done it, and it's vice versa, ain't it? So I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to have that supportive group of people. And, as well as I do, that group chat is just the best thing ever. And it's done absolute wonders for me. Like it's great.
Yeah, it's really, I think as well that I didn't really realize what the value before we set it up. I didn't realize what the value of it would be at all, like compared to where we are now with how just open we are with stuff. We just talk everything, but how valuable it is just to have people literally, whether you're actually physically around each other or not, having voice notes and just offloading stuff, everything is just, it's so cool. So I really appreciate you guys being there as much as anything.
I'd love to go back. I mean, it's never going to happen now, but I'd love to go back and just find out what was the first message. Why do we even set that up? I think it was just like, oh yeah, well, I'll ask Sam. I was like, oh, okay, let's just put it in a group chat, and then boom, months down the line, now it's just turned into the only group chat I don't mute.
Literally, I hate group chats. Like, as soon as I'm added to a group chat, the first thing I don't even read it. The first thing I do is mute it or delete, like leave.
Yep.
So we've stood the test of time here. We have. So today, what I wanted to chat to you about what the structure of it is going to be about, what you do, what your overall ethos is with content creation, the shop that you run, various things like that, the business side of it, and then the community side of it, and then get more and more narrowed down to why you've got a pickle Rick behind you and why we should have one ourselves, So
he takes my lunch money, so
he is quite aggressive. That's fair. So first of all, Mounty, what are you? Tell us a bit, or tell the listeners a bit about what you do. Just what you do.
Well, I open shiny cardboard on the internet. Well, for me and for many, like the whole Pokemon card boom was just massive, and there's a lot of great people in the hobby. There's a lot of shady people in the hobby. And it's just like, to me, so from my real life career, I guess, I have skills and knowledge that I was bringing into the creation world. And I started out just helping out content creators and small business owners. I obviously had my podcast and everything. And then for me, I took a step back from that and was like, well, it's a different game, right? With social media, it doesn't matter what you know in the real world. You have to prove it on the internet. So I was like, okay. So I felt like I needed another avenue, which was more of a hobby, a bit more fun, that I could grow something and develop my skills and prove that in that element I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So there was many things I was just roaming through. And then obviously me and you had that conversation on that famous day. And then you welcomed me into the world of Japanese Pokemon cards.
Sorry.
And now, my bank card's blocked me from using it. But no, and then because I've always loved opening English, but English doesn't really like me. So it's never really been, it's always been like Pokemon's great, but it's like,
Okay.
oh, but if I spend this, and then Japanese just completely just took my soul. Like it was just like, you know what? Boomf. It was amazing. So I was like, yeah, this is great. So I got some in, started streaming it. And then people were like, where do I get these? So then we started streaming, doing box breaks and stuff, and then we just never looked back really.
Yeah.
And then I thought, you know what, like it'd be ace if long term, we could just do what Rev was doing, but more of a on a Japanese stance of just just being able to just give a lot of stuff away. That, if I can get YouTube to pay me ad revenue to give free stuff away, who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah, how fun is that?
And I just think that the whole YouTube thing makes you very creative. You have to get people to click on your thumbnail. It doesn't matter if you've got the best video in the world. If your thumbnail's crap, no one's going to click on it, right? So it was a lot of, and I love learning. So for me, it was like, it was new stuff to learn that I'd never had to really deal with before.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool. And then, like I said, the Pokemon thing just escalated. And now we do it on Twitch every week. We're on Bits. I've got a YouTube channel. Obviously, I try and give away as much as I possibly can. Because it makes people feel good. And I'm going to plug this because I am very proud of this. There is an anonymous group of individuals. I don't know who they are. All I know is they originated from my community. And what they basically do is they watch the streams. Obviously, they don't chat or whatever, but they watch the streams. And they watch sometimes other people's streams. I know they've been into mementos, and what they'll do is they will get cards graded, and they will send them to me, and then we will just give them away. And sometimes there's giveaway ones that we just to give away, you run stuff, and then other times there are cards that come with a little note that are directly for one person.
Oh,
and it's like, so what they do is they recognize the good that these people are doing within the communities they're in. So, and it's not just always, you've given away a lot of cards this month, have a slab. Do you know what I mean? It's when people have been supportive to others. Do you know what I mean? When people have been there and been a real like gem to the community. And I think it's great. I mean, it's going well, that they're pretty much sending me something every month. They've now sent stuff to Memento. Would not be surprised if you're next on the list, to be honest.
Oh, bless.
Just watch out if you get a parcel and it's got a little unknown drawn on it. There you go. That's what it is, because that's what they're called. They are the unknowns.
That's cool.
Follow them on Instagram if you want. But yeah, they're anonymous, and I love that because they're starting to branch out into other streamers and other communities and just going and doing what they're doing. But they're doing it for the greater good. You know what I mean? Like they're not trying to take fame from it. These individuals are anonymous, and I just think that's really cool. Like just something like that can just come about. And I just think that's one thing for me that the Pokemon hobby just doesn't, you don't get there anywhere else really, is how, you get your trolls and you get, you go, oh, you're 30 years old, you're up your shiny cardboard on the internet. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your life? Yeah.
You're watching
down,
it.
Right? Yeah, sit down, right? And I just think that the Pokemon community is like incredibly supportive. There's amazing people in there. And at the end of the day, we all share the same love. Do you know what I mean? We all work, we all, work hard to get our money. So it's like, well, why not spend it on something amazing? And I was actually saying this on a stream the other day, how mad it is, right? That we've gone, I'm just picking stuff that I got up near me, right? We've gone from this, which, is a trading card. Obviously, it's a jungle picture. I don't just have this lying around, by the way. This is it's from one of my other streams. But yeah, so you've gone from that, which looks like a trading card, right? It's cool, but it looks like a trading card. And there you've gone to things like this, which is that's no longer a trading card. That is a piece of art put on a trading card. Like, it's crazy. And I've always loved art, and I am very, very envious of creative people.
Okay.
I do have to try and be one myself. But any artists, any people that can draw, any people that can design, like you lot have just got a piece of the human brain that nobody else uses, because it's just people have got incredible talent, and it blows my mind all the time. So yeah, Pokemon cards mixing the love of art and being creative. It was just it was a win-win for me.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as well, like you said there as well, you know, you're surrounding yourself by people within your community that have the same sort of values as you, that believe. You never need to say it. You never need to say, oh, I wish everybody just gave stuff away. No, you don't need to say it. It's what you breed as well. They see and do as well. So it's yeah, that's really cool. And with your side of things, because like when we first started talking, we both run clothing brands, right? And
Yeah.
and that was part of what we did and where we came from and what we were. But for you, like I see you, like when we used to talk quite a lot about how you want to help other businesses grow and how you want to help smaller streamers get bigger, and let's not focus on the biggest one out there, let's focus on everybody getting up a level. Yeah, talk to me about that, man. I'm fascinated by that. I genuinely am.
Yeah, so you know, like we've all been there. We've all worked a job that we hate for a manager that we'd rather really strongly want to punch in the face. We've all overworked the hours and never been paid for it, and it sometimes it's a long ass chore. And the thing is I've done so much research over the years, and we are now in the creators economy. We are in a world where people can create things and make a full-time wage on Etsy. That, you know, like there are YouTubers now that get paid to make videos. Like there's obviously all like the drop shipping stuff, which is a different ball game. But you know, there are many different ways. And I'm not talking like, you know, these idiots that are like, you know, like, oh, hi, Dave's one of my clients and he earned £1 million last year. Like, not one of them ones. You
Here's
know what
my
I mean?
course.
Not yeah, that's it. Buy my course. Not them ones, but there are legitimate ways, like good moral ways to make money on the internet. And you know, like I think it's absolutely mad. And the thing is, I've seen people. What started it was I saw people that were so talented, they just didn't quite think about the business side of it, or you know, that they don't have, because obviously, you know, if you're incredibly creative, you're a really good artist, right? Your brain is really good at that. Sometimes those same people aren't necessarily good at going, oh, like I could sell my artwork, I could do this. Good example. So there's a streamer from the US. She's a good friend of one of my UK streamers, V, and sort of V looks on Twitch. She's an amazing artist, right? And she used to do art streams.
Okay.
And the ones I was like, where can I buy a piece of your art? Because this is crazy. Like if you could do me a blast, that'd be sick. She was like, oh, I don't really. What, you want to buy my stuff? I was like, yes, take my money. Like,
I want it there.
So, you know, so she got my messages after that stream and was like, do you really think I could do that? And I was like, hell yes. Like, literally, when I mentioned it, all the people in there that were from her chat that have known her for, you know, a long time.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously I got introduced in a raid and then I said it a couple of months later, like, and she was, all the people in the chat were like, yes, like, take my money. And it's, you know, you've got a skill that other people can't do. You can create things that, if you can create something that I can't create, but I want it, I will pay you for it. So now she is pretty much always fully booked for commissions. Always. Anytime I've popped into a stream, I've clicked the link, always fully booked. And it's
that's
crazy.
Really cool. Yeah, that's wicked. I like that, how with like the internet and social media and just streaming, talking to streaming, you can physically inspire people over the internet. Like, think of your grandparents. They finished 9 till 5. What, outside 5 o'clock? The TV didn't work after 9 o'clock. Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, that's it. It stopped. So we're in such an age now where it's limitless. Like, you're up till 4 this morning, like streaming probably, or planning stuff, or like it's just another world where we've got double the time, triple the resources. Like, everything's just so much more accessible, right?
Exactly. You've got like a million opportunities out there, and you know, people say, oh, well, it's not easy. Well, neither's going to a 9 to 5 job and not punching your boss every day. That's not easy either. But you know, like, I mean, luckily for me, I have a very you know, I'm a work at a very nice place now, and it's nice because I can come home and I can carry on and I can do this till 4 a.m. You know, like I run on a little bit of sleep. I mean, I'm not for one of those for like the hustle culture. I ain't one of them. Like, you know, take your rest. It's needed.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, if you feel you're awake and you wanted to go for it, then cool. But that's what I wanted to help people do, because I think there's opportunity out there, and some people don't quite understand like how to even begin going down that route. But that's why I was like, well, maybe I should do something to at least make it look like I know what I'm fucking doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. And you know what? The other thing is as well is honestly, since and I used to battle depression on a weekly basis, like it was regular.
Yeah.
And you know, like you said, with the clothing brands we had, they were all focused around mental health.
Yeah.
And this, I haven't felt like that for so long since doing this. And it's like, if I have a bad day now, and I've done it many times, I'll have a bad day and I'll be like in the Discord, right, who fancies a stream tonight? Because I know that if I sit down and if I hang with my community for 2 hours, I'm going to press that stop streaming button and I'm just going to forget that I've had a bad day. Do you know what I mean? And it's been really good. It's been really, really good for me. Because I just, you know, I haven't had an issue with my mental health in ages.
That's amazing, man.
It's good.
That's really, really nice. And I think with that was going to sort of be leading into another question I had as well, of thinking about where you are now with your streaming. Obviously you've got a great setup. It looks really good. We're always chatting about how could it be better. That's fine. But, and that's something that, you know, your new norm always gets better. So that's fine. But is there anything that you would pass on to anybody else that's listening here that you wish you knew before you started, or as like a bit of advice for streaming?
Yes.
Cool.
If you're not on the internet, no one can see you on the internet. If you're on the internet with a little bit of a dodgy setup, shall we say, you got a plain wall behind you, there's nothing going on, right? You're still there. And literally, like, that was the best bit of advice I was given. It was like, look, stop thinking about it and do it, because live streaming's weird. It's weird. The people that do it are weird. We just like that, you know. It's a different ball game. It's very strange. And there are some people, and I've done it many times. I mean, you know, I've had people when I've done I did a 30-hour birthday stream.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to get out of this chair. I'm gonna have to get some fresh air. Like, I need to wash my face. You know, and Lou, I was like, Lou, do you want to come on for a bit, right? And a lot of people just think you just sit in front of a camera and it's fine. And then it wasn't until she was there, it was like, oh wow, this is strange. Like, what? And you know, and so you don't even know if you're going to enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? So just start. Don't worry about going out there and buying all this expensive equipment. Do you know how long it took me to get a good mic? Ages. Right?
So
I started out in a dark corner of my bedroom playing Star Wars. Right, that's what I started doing.
Yeah.
Straight through my PS4. No great webcam or nothing like that. That's how I started. And then you just upgrade as you go along. And then if it's something that you really want to do, then that passion will push you forward to find ways to upgrade things. I mean, it took me so long to get a new PC. I mean, it's great now. Like, the Ice Beast is what it's called.
It's so good.
In the control panel, like, you know, if you get in your settings, whoever, like, it was PC specialist that built it. They've called it the Ice Beast. So thanks. It's lovely. But yeah, that took me ages. And sometimes we'd have issues with streams. It would drop out, this, that, and the other. And you know, because the PC I had was terrible. But you start, and then, you know, then you've got a reason to buy a new PC, because, you know, people want a better stream, and you have a stream to make better. You can't make a stream better if you don't have a stream. It's not just streaming. It's not just streaming. It's making artwork. It's setting up a Etsy shop. Do you know what I mean? Things like that. Look, just start doing it, because honestly, you'll start and you don't know how it will literally change your complete mindset, and you'll never look back then. It's great.
100%. Thank you for that. That's really, really, really good point. We've got to wrap up in a second. We've got like a couple of minutes or so. So I've got a couple of quick fire questions for you, if that's all right, May. So the first one is, what is your favorite Pokemon?
Squirtle.
Boom. Next one. What is your... No, you've already answered this. Okay, let's reword it. As Japanese is your favorite type of Pokemon, or TCG, like the language,
it is.
What is your favorite type of card? Is it V-Star? Is it character rare? Is it a base set? Older? What do you want?
Oh, okay. Okay. For me, it's promo cards, man. Promo cards, just I can't help a stamp. It's just, I've got issues if it's got a stamp on it, right? if it's got a stamp on it, right? Then I am taking those stamps. I've just got stuff lying around.
You're basically a stamp collector with Pokemon as the
basically, yeah. So with a side of Pokemon. Yeah. But But I mean, obviously, character airs and all tarts are up there. But yeah, promos are my jam.
Promos, wicked. And then they're very cool. They're so nice. And then the person before, what we try and do is the person that was on before you asks a question for the next person. So the blind question that they have asked for you, they don't know who is on next. So it's just a collectibles question. And it's a cool one, actually. They've said, if you've got no resources, what is the one collectible you would get today?
Oh. What would it? Oh, that's a tough one, that, isn't it? That is a tough one. Could it be a collection of things or just one?
Yeah, that's fine.
Probably all my one full set of Rick and Morty Funko Pops. That'd probably be my jam.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I love Pokemon, but I love Rick and Morty. So
makes sense. That makes total sense. Okay, brilliant. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on to the show, Mounty. Sorry it was such a quick fire one. We will certainly have you on again. We'll wrestle you into agreeing to some more time on here at some point. But thank you so much. We'll jump back into our group chat and inspire each other further. But thank you for joining us. If you could share your social media handles, that sort of thing for everybody, that would be great, so they all know where to find you.
Cool. I am now MountyLive everywhere, like MountyLive, absolutely everywhere except for Twitch, which is Mounty_NF. But if you go to my Instagram, all my links are in my bio.